Supreme Court deals blow to public sector unions. Under right to work, unions may not recoup from union non-members their share of the cost of collective bargaining. The Supreme Court ruled on Wednesday that public sector unions may not charge non-members mandatory fees, dealing a financial blow to organized labor on the eve of a competitive midterm election campaign. In a 5-4 decision, the justices ruled that forced collection of so-called agency fees violates public employees' First Amendment rights to not back union activities. All 5 of the court's Republican appointees joined in the ruling, with the 4 Democratic-appointed justices dissenting. The decision overturns a 41-year-old precedent in which the court unanimously found that such charges did not run afoul of the Constitution's free speech and free association rights. But the right wing would tell you money is speech. And you have a desire of the right. And by the way, this is something the Trump administration has been pushing since day one. They want to make right to work federal. If right to work becomes federal, they will kill unions in this country. Unions, which are already being picked apart as is. I mean, we've already had the middle class gutted largely because of the fall of unions. Making right to work federal would kill unions as we know it. And nobody protects the unions. You know, you can't make this out like, oh, well, that's why we have to go blue no matter who. No, most Democrats don't support unions. There are plenty of Democrats that have gone along with right to work. There are plenty of Democrats that support deregulation of industry in the name of, quote, job creation. In the 2016 election, there was not a pro-union option. Well, there was, Jill Stein, but as far as who was going to win, there was not a pro-union option. And this just goes into when you have a fringe right-wing party and a center right-wing party, that's what you're going to get. You're just going to get a complete battle to the right. Gee, the quote-unquote party of the working people doesn't even favor unions. By the way, we used to live in a country, Republicans favored unions. At one point in time in this country, Republicans were pro-union. Now, neither party is pro-union. Democrats are, you know, it's okay to not have unions. There's other ways for jobs. So Republicans, well, how do you outright that? You go to crush them completely. You go to favor legislation that completely strips employees of any rights whatsoever, which is what right to work does. Same thing with, I mean, it's the same formula over and over again. Gee, Democrats aren't pro-union. We got to outright them, so we have to just completely destroy unions. Gee, Democrats favor our right-wing healthcare plan, so what do we need to do? Well, we need a healthcare plan that takes even healthcare away from even more people. We need to come up with an anti-healthcare bill, since their healthcare bill is a right-wing giveaway to insurance companies anyway. So that's why you get legislation like this. Under right to work, unions may not recoup from unions' non-members their share of the cost of collective bargaining. And again, if right to work becomes federal, which it might, unions are done in this country. That will just, especially with the Supreme Court ruling. So labor is in a lot of trouble in this country. I mean, that's an understatement. It has been for a long time. But now maybe even more so than ever. And I think the fix for that is living wages, A, and a universal basic income, B. We need to figure out a way to redistribute things. Otherwise, we are going to have, I mean, we already have a separation gap between the rich and the poor that could arguably be compared to ancient Egypt.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.